Hello YouTube, welcome back to Waterfall Joe. In today's video we're here at Connecticut's beautiful Southford Falls State Park. I've got my camera with me. We've had a lot of rain and a little bit of snow lately, so the waterfalls are flowing. Today we're just going to walk around, take some pictures, show you some waterfalls, and just have a good time. Let's check it out. So if you saw my video from a few weeks ago, I was complaining how we haven't had any rain, it's been so dry, we were in a drought. Well, good news, the drought's over. We've got a ton of rain lately. The creeks are all filled up. The waterfalls are flowing. My only complaint is it's very sunny today. If I step out of the shade of this tree, you know, it's very sunny. But we're just gonna have some fun. I brought my camera with me, but no tripod. So we're going handheld only, no tripod, waterfall photography. I can't wait to show you this. Okay, I lied about not having a tripod. My video camera is on a tripod, but I'm going totally hands-free with the camera here. This is my OM1 Mark II with the 12-40 lens, and my only filter I'm using today is a circular polarizing filter. So today we're doing some handheld waterfalls. I actually have it set to ND32, which is a 5-stop ND filter, and I do have a circular polarizer on the front here. I really like how this smaller falls is kind of leading up to the larger one here. Okay, we're at the base of the smaller falls here, and I actually really like that there's like this foam. I like that we can get this foam right here, so we're going to do a long exposure, the longest I can do handheld. And I'm going to try to get some of this foam in one photo here. Thanks to the OM1 Mark II's really good in-body image stabilization, I was able to get 1 second handheld of the foam. I'll put it on the screen for you here. So I have a friend who knows everything about the Connecticut waterfalls, and he tells me along this road along this road on the way back to where I live, he says there's this beautiful waterfall here. This is called Hopp Brook Falls, and it only flows after a good rain. Well, I think we've got a good rain lately. So I'm gonna try to go and find this, and if all is successful, it should be here in the video. Okay, we've made it to the second waterfall. Here it is. This is called Hopp Brook Falls here in Bethany, Connecticut. Now this is by any means not the tallest waterfall I've ever been to, but there's always been something special to me about these smaller waterfalls, kind of tucked here in the woods. Not a lot of people know about them, not a lot of people visit them. I just had to kind of bushwhack to get to this one. There's always been something so special to me about these smaller falls, just kind of tucked off in the woods, that don't have the big parking lots. They don't have the big lines of people trying to selfie there. You know, it's usually just you and the waterfall. There's usually no one else around. Sure, this isn't the most grand waterfall in Connecticut. I like this one. This one's special. I like that it's not trying to be grand. It's just flowing off of a cliff here in the forest. It's doing its best that it can, and it's doing a very good job at it. It's beautiful. This is one of those waterfalls in Connecticut that if it's not raining, if it hasn't just rained a lot, or if there's not snow melt, this one is just a cliff. There's no water. There are a few photos of it, but not as many as, say, Kent Falls or Wadsworth Falls that everyone's been to. Now granted, those waterfalls are more reliable. They're a larger water source. They're almost always flowing. While they're special in their own right, to me, I've always really thoroughly enjoyed these smaller ones that, you know, if it doesn't rain for a few weeks, they go away. This one's nice. This one's really nice. So while we're at Hopp Brook Falls, I want to talk about one of my favorite books. Now, I'm not sponsored or anything or endorsed. I use this as a guidebook. And if you're going to come here and check out these waterfalls, or if you're exploring Connecticut for the waterfalls, this is a great resource. So here is Hopp Brook Falls, and I left a note down here. I tried to visit here last year, and I couldn't even find it. It says, Joe Howard, 7/19/23, couldn't get to falls, too much buildup, no clear path. There's a lot of brush here, there's a lot of buildup. It was quite difficult to get to. It also wasn't flowing at all. It was just a horrible experience. So today, I'm going to leave a new note that I came here on, what's today, 12/18/2024. I got to see it flowing. Another one checked off the list. So this is a great resource. Anyone who's a waterfall explorer in Connecticut, definitely check this one out. So of course I'm sitting here enjoying Hopp Brook Falls, and the clouds come out. The sun is gone, and I had wished that it was that way when I was at the waterfall earlier today. There's one more waterfall I'm going to try to get to before the sun sets, and it's one of Connecticut's best. And if this little guy is flowing, then I think the other one's going to be flowing. And if we can get some cloud coverage, I'm going to be a happy guy. So let's go ahead and leave Hopp Brook. This place is beautiful, highly recommended, as long as you're okay with the bushwhack to it. But we're gonna head on to the big boy now. Let's head on to Roaring Brook Falls. If you decide to come to Hopp Brook Falls, it is definitely worth your time, but just know, it has signs that right here is the trailhead. This is wrong. You actually park your car on the side of the road and you actually kind of walk down, and then there's like an offset into the gully there, and that's how you get to the waterfall. My first time I came here to the sign, and this doesn't lead anywhere. The path, there's no path. It's totally ruined. So, okay, so we're heading to Roaring Brook Falls now. Here's the trail marker. I've actually been here a few times. I actually filmed the video here like a year and a half ago. Horrible video. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you want to go see it, I have been here before on the channel. I was just here a few weeks ago with my friend Brad, actually, and we got like no flow. It was so sad, but it was still a great time. I'm hoping that if that little one I just went to in the woods is flowing, this one should be flowing really good. So let's go ahead and start hiking up. It is a steep hike. Okay, great news. We've made it to the top. The waterfall is flowing beautifully right now. Still catching my breath, sorry. This right here is Roaring Brook Falls. It's one of Connecticut's tallest single drop waterfalls. That's over 80 feet tall, and it is excellent. You know, I don't usually like to be out shooting in the winter just because everything's dead and disgusting, but it actually works out really well for this place because in the summer, there's so much greenery, you can barely see it from the trailhead here. So, winter, not so bad. So I pretty much got as close as I can get to the waterfall up here from this viewpoint. Of course, there's the gorge down there, but there's really no safe way to get down there from up here. I do love how remote this waterfall is, but I kind of wish it was built up a little bit more. with maybe one other viewpoint, because this view is quite obstructed with trees. If there could just be one like a little bit down there, safe to get to. This is absolutely magnificent though. I love watching the water cascade down. Today it definitely earns its name of Roaring Brook Falls. This is one of Connecticut's finest by a long stretch. This is excellent. We're pretty much on a mountain right now, and you know, it has to be a pretty tall mountain for an 80-foot waterfall to be coming down. It's only about 3:30 in the afternoon, but we're completely in the shade here. The sun is behind the mountain right now. Perfect conditions for waterfalls. I couldn't ask for anything else. This is excellent. So in terms of camera settings, we're at f5 for half a second at ISO 200. Oh, and that is with a 3-stop ND filter as well. A little bit dark, but I can always bring it back in post. This is much better than the horrible lighting we had earlier at Southford Falls. But as a landscape photographer, we just have to adapt, overcome, deal with the circumstances. Maybe this is the dessert at the end of the long day of work. All right, everyone, that wraps up the video. I'm gonna head back home, start working on it, start editing some photos for you guys. Thank you all for watching, and thank you all for 500 subscribers recently. I really appreciate that. And now we're on the path to 1,000. I hope you guys enjoyed today's waterfalls. I'm so happy it rained again and that the waterfalls are flowing, so I can't wait to get out again and shoot some more. If you're ever in Connecticut or you're around, come check out Roaring Brook Falls. This one's great. It's just really challenging to get to. So thank you so much for watching. This is Waterfall Joe. I will see you in the next one. Have a great holiday. Take care.